Hello, my name is Michael Ramos, and I have been in the real estate world for, my entire life. My family and I have done it all and seen more from real estate sales, construction, and property inspections. And in all this time, what fascinates me the most about this industry are the people and how they changed their dreams into realty success.
This program is brought to you by City Home Inspectors, your one-stop shop for all your home inspection needs.
All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of From Dreams to Realty Success, where we share inspiring stories of the top achievers in the real estate industry. Today, we have Roger Duarte. Roger has been a licensed realtor for 4 years with Extreme Realty, and he's known for dealing with buyers and sellers when it comes to single-family, multifamily, and commercial properties. Thank you so much for coming in, Roger. I know it's busy out there, so we really do appreciate the time that you take coming down to see us.
Hey, no, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Yeah, like Michael said, thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it. And I'm Roger Duarte with Extreme Realty, representing the Chicagoland area in Illinois, in residential real estate, single family, like you mentioned, multi-unit and commercial investments and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's what we do.
Nice. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into the questions then. So what were you doing before you got into real estate?
So actually, I've been doing construction just about all my life, and it turned out that my family got into real estate, and I bought my first investment property and was like kind of flipping it and rehabbing it and stuff like that. And I decided to make the move to get my real estate, my broker's license for myself and my family. But it ended up turning into, it turns out everybody needs help with this market that we have now. So it just kind of pushed me to grow and build and grow my network and grow my clientele and all that stuff. So it ended up turning into a self-investment to actual business. So it's kind of fun,
Interesting. So did your background in construction help you out at all with your real estate sales?
Oh, absolutely. So my background in construction was I was dealing with clients like from the smallest projects to the biggest. We were doing, from a toilet leak, little handyman work to big projects of full rehabs like kitchens, bathrooms, basements, and then it ended up turning into a full build out. So we demoed whole properties and replotted the land, and then did the whole architectural process, permit process, and then built brand new homes and things like that from the foundation to the roof.
I could imagine that experience really does help with your sales as well. Like when you're actually showing clients, and if there is an issue that they find during inspection or before inspection, you probably have a pretty good insight to help your clients out. So that's a really good background to have before getting into real estate for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I like having this skill set because there's a lot of first time home buyers out there. Even if you're a buyer that's purchasing another property, a second, third, fourth, 10th property. I mean, there's always things that you're going to have to learn on properties because every single one is different. So having a realtor that can kind of explain to you or point things out that are important that might be a costly matter to your future is kind of important to look at those things and consider them. But of course, I leave all that other good stuff to you guys. You guys are the professional inspectors. So, it's my job to just kind of walk them through and make sure it's the right fit. And then you guys jump in and give them the whole report and the nice breakdown of the professional breakdown that has the whole list of what to look out for, which is awesome. Every single buyer that we have, or even the sellers, they appreciate the reports because it gives the whole breakdown of the property and the characteristics or conditions that it's in right now. So really, really fantastic.
Do you still do flips on your own, or are you just strictly sales?
Yeah, so I'm still mixed in with just about everything, wherever the business is, that's where we're at. So I have investors that I'm dealing with. I have some projects that I have for myself. And then, I have the whole real estate background going on. So yeah, I mean, we've just been staying busy and just helping anybody that comes our way because, in real estate, there's really no end to the business. I mean, you could buy land, you can buy single family, you could buy multi-unit commercial, you can rent. It's just the real estate platform is just very, very large in a format. So there's always ways to help people that are looking to invest in real estate.
For sure. Great. So then, with you being an investor, when you're looking for an investment property, let's say if you wanted to invest in like maybe a multi-unit to be a landlord or what have you, what would be some of the things you're looking for when you're looking at an investment property?
Well, the biggest things is that we have to know kind of like what our budgets are. That's kind of like number one because obviously if we get into something that we don't qualify for or can't afford, then there's really no time to it. There's no point of investing time into researching or putting the efforts into that. So I think the number one thing is figuring out what budget makes sense to you. And just because you qualify for a larger amount in a sort of say, it doesn't mean you have to exhaust that amount. I think that's just a good platform to keep in mind. I think what makes sense is your actual budget because when you're investing in a multi-unit, for example, you're not only just dealing with one apartment, you're dealing with two separate apartments, three or four, or even six and plus or whatever it is. So what ends up happening is that if you purchase something that's a multi-unit, for example, the investment at the end, with whether it comes with issues or maintenance or construction projects that you weren't expecting, you can almost guess that you're going to be just about doubling your investment because of the issues that always arise with older homes, I should say. A newer home, you don't have to worry about something like that, but yeah.
I did see that you're with Extreme Realty, and we did actually have Carla Navarez on previously. So and I've been following you guys forever. So I was just wondering, what made Extreme Realty so attractive for you, and why did you decide to hang your license there?
Well, you know what? I was looking through several companies, and my cousins part. Well, I have a couple of cousins that are part of Extreme Realty, and Monica. I met with her, and she explained to me how her company works and what their plans were for the future. So we ended up clicking really good. I really enjoyed the communication we have, and we've been growing like crazy. It hasn't stopped, and I really felt comfortable with this company in regards to myself fitting in, and it's always important to make sure that you're in unison with the company you're working for, because then that's how everybody grows, right? So I think the other thing that helped was that we have a lot of agents that are starting for the first time, so learning a whole bunch of new things too, so we can all kind of push them to grow and everything like that. So we kind of just all join our experiences and buyers and sellers experiences, and just kind of grow together. I just kind of try to keep expanding the company. But in regards to Extreme Realty, yeah, it's just one of the companies that I came across and met the owner, and she's fantastic. It's Monica Morales, and we just clicked it off, and she gave me a shot, and we've been ever since for 4 years now, coming in strong. So
Nice, nice. So so you said 4 years. So the whole time since you've been licensed, you've only been with Extreme.
that's correct. Yes. Uh huh.
Loyalty.
Yeah, that's what we like to be. So yeah.
What are some of the things that you've learned from a more experienced agent when you first started that helped you in your future that you still implement today?
Well, I'm still learning. The learning never stops. Part of our licensing is that every year we do our education, but from like my managing broker or my managers or my partners, whenever I have questions, they're always there to answer them. There's just it's just an endless list of things that I've learned throughout my experience. But let's see, what can I say? Um, I'd say just in this business, the best thing I've learned is probably, you know, m- the clientele is number one. That's always number one. We have to make sure that our part of our job. I think what my managing brokers have helped me kind of like grow was that we have to kind of identify our clientele base, right? Whether it's a buyer or a seller, our job, because usually let's take for example buyers. If you're a first time home buyer, it's very difficult for you to kind of understand the process. Like, you're learning everything for the first time, so you're just kind of like we're shoving all this information into you, and you just kind of trying to receive it. So it's our job to listen to you, and to put together the pieces of the puzzle, and identify you as a buyer and what makes sense for you. So sometimes for example, buyers, it's very easy to get confused with a lot of things and forget a lot of things. So it's our job as a realtor to kind of take note of every single thing that makes sense for you and your future and your plans, and make sure that we're inputting that into your purchase, for example. Because as a buyer, I feel like a lot of my first time home buyers, it's just everything's so new that uh, it's kind of like not that they don't know what they want to invest in, but it's very difficult to know what you want to invest in because you're doing it for the first time. So it's our job to be receptive and intake all that information, and then get a positive solution for any particular buyer, for example. And I think that's one of the things that I've learned the most out of my managing brokers or my company peers and stuff like that, is that we all try to reflect in that way that every single person is different and has a different scenario, a different situation in their life or goals, and it's up to us to clarify that for them and make sure that we're providing the perfect solution with their real estate investment requirements and stuff like that. So I think that's what I would say, is that identifying any person that's investing in real estate, whether it's you're selling your property or buying, taking in all that information and then making sure that we come up with the perfect solution for it, so that they come back and we continue the business. We're here for lifelong business, and we expect that our clients, sellers or buyers, come back and reuse our company, which actually has been the case, which is, thank goodness that it has been the case, that we've been able to keep growing.
Right. So with returning clients, I know that that's something that people struggle with. Like, you'll sell somebody a house and they'll probably keep that house for 5, 10 years. What are some of the strategies you use to make sure that client comes back to you?
Yeah, so we always touch base with our clients. Depending on the client specifically and their notes on their plans in the future. We provide a calendar where we touch base with the clients, whether it's every 3 months, 6 months, a year, depending on what their plans are. But we also we stay in the loop and provide services like. We have a whole team that we can just provide pretty much any kind of services that anybody who's a homeowner may need. So it doesn't just end with the buy and the sell. When the contract closes at the title company, it's not over just there. The process and the progress continues. So it can be from touching base of, hey, how you doing? You bought your property 3 months ago. How's everything going? How did that inspection report come out at the end? Do we need to touch base on some of those maintenance items? We have contractors ready to go, to take on those projects for you, or at least start planning so you can know how much those projects are going to cost, right? Because not everybody has 10, 20, 30, $50,000 to drop on a situation that might be a surprise scenario, like a whole furnace blowing out or something like that, right? So not only like the little projects and things like that, but we always touch base with our clients, make sure that they're providing or applying for the applications of like tax exemptions or tax appeals, to make sure that their property taxes are staying low, because that's a very important factor when you're buying or selling. Not only when you're buying, but also when you're selling, because when you sell, the lower the tax amount on their property taxes, the better possibilities to get a strong candidate, because it factors into the buyer side. But now you can see it as a seller as well, that putting all that effort year in and year out of applying for the appeals, the exemptions, and things like that, and make sure we're on top of that, allows you to have a better solution for the buyer of your particular property. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't end there. We just depending on the client itself, we're always touching base and making sure that whatever it is in real estate, we're taking care of them.
Got it. Okay. So then I want to go back in time a little bit for when you first got licensed and you first started doing real estate. What were some of the struggles that you had at the very beginning? Kind of like the noob, kind of missteps that people do. What were some of the ones, your personal struggles that you overcame at the beginning of your career?
Yeah, I think one of the ones that I had issues with, and I'm sure a lot of agents did when you first start off, is just trying to figure out the business itself. Real estate, like I said, it's not just buyers, it's not just sellers. It's a whole industry that's mixed of all kinds of businesses, right? So it's just trying to figure out what you're good at, and trying to stick to that and grow off of that. But I think the other thing that part of that was, trying to organize yourself so that it makes sense for you to kind of progress and be able to handle more clientele base, whether it's buyers, sellers, investors, whatever it is. But I think organizing in this business, we're independent contractors basically, right? So we're although that I work for Monica, my boss, which she's fantastic. I'm independent, so I work for myself, and it's up to me to make my business grow. So, and just like every other realtor out there, So I think one of the things was just making sure that you're 100% organized, so that you can have the time and have the efficiency to take care of anybody at any time, and progress with your clientele and making sure everybody's getting taken care of at the same time, and as efficient as possible.
Besides that, what do you love most about being in the real estate game?
Yeah, I love that question. I get it asked a lot. Yeah, so what I love the most about it is helping anybody. I get to help everybody. Like I said, I have clients that I'm dealing with now that we're working on catastrophic events going on in their house, like their roof is caving down, and we're going through the whole process of the contractor, the permits, and all that stuff, and inspections. So we're like, for example, that's one thing, right? That this particular client, they're already strict to a budget. So it's up to us to figure out how to make this all come to a positive solution in their life so that they can be happy for the rest of their life, whatever their plans are, right? So, for example, like this particular client, big project, and it turns out that we're going to take care of the situation, the scenario with the roof, and then the property is going to get evaluated and assessed at a pretty good amount. So she's going to actually be in a way better situation when we sell her property, which is going to be in about a month or two. And she would never thought that this was the situation. She thought that she was just in debt. She was not going to get out of this particular situation, when it's actually the other way around. It's just going to take a little bit of time and work, and we're going to be able to get her in a good situation. But I think just being able to help anybody, anybody who's in this business that is looking to invest in real estate. I think that's the one thing that I like the most is, anybody that's, whether you're experienced and you've been doing this for years, that you're on your 100th flip, or your 100th purchase, or you're on your first. It feels great to be able to help everybody, and it's just so much in this business that you really need a professional to guide you, kind of like hold your hand all the way through and make sure that whatever questions you have are getting answered right then and there. Because, just like you and me, we always forget the questions that we have sometimes. And I always tell everybody, write your questions down, because you're going to forget. And the good thing is that, whatever it is, we're always here to pick up our phone or meet in person, and make sure we answer every single question. And usually, just about every single client that I have, when we get done with the closing, I say, you have any more questions? And they says, nope. You're taking care of everything. It's they kind of turn into like the real estate professionals when we're done with it, even though they've been a first time home buyer, for example, because we just kind of drill them and drill them and drill them through the process, that they start outputting the information to their friends, their families, and things like that. But yeah, it's just the help. The I feel like this industry, it's a slow growing industry. It's booming like crazy, but I mean in the sense of there's so many new investors that it's just always new information. So it's up to us to make sure that everybody's updated with the best information that they can get in real estate. And it goes back to just simply the properties that are available for sale. Not. Mhm. Yeah, I was just going to say, nothing's really lasting on the market anymore. So you have to really inform any investor or anybody who's interested in investing in real estate, because they have to be prepared to put in that offer right then and there, if the property or the scenario arises that it's the perfect situation. If you miss it out, if you miss that opportunity, it might be a little bit difficult to get it again if you're in a specific situation with your finances, goals, and things like that. So it's very important to be informed in all aspects of this real estate market and the real estate industry.
What do you think that your clients? What do you think their major obstacles are facing the market today?
Everybody is different, but I think everybody's kind of in the same situation, though. There's an inflation of buyers, there's an overmarket of buyers, but there's enough properties out there um, to fit everybody's needs. It's just, you have to be presented with that specific opportunity at the right time. And what I mean by that is that, Michael, if you want to buy this house and it goes for sale today, we have to go today. We have to be the first ones there to go look at it. We have to be the first ones to submit the offer and be the first ones to contact the agent and let them know we're ready to execute this contract. We can't be the second, we can't be the 10th, because it's most likely already too late. A lot of properties are marketed out right now at right at the where the appraisals are coming back comfortably and they're closing with no issues. So it's very, very important to be on top of the buying and selling situation, with all clients. Everybody has to be well informed and ready to go. Um, I always try to eliminate the cold feet situation by, I educate all my investors, I educate all my buyers and sellers, and make sure that they're prepared and they feel like they're making the right decision without hesitation, because we've already covered all the bases of the finances, the what kind of property we're looking for, the what are we expecting the 5 to 10 year game plan future, and things like that. So we're not double guessing our offers and our submittals of our offers and things like that. We feel strong about it and we submit it. If it works out, then we're ready to close. If it doesn't, then we're also prepared with other options and we're not wasting time.
I was thinking too, like, with kind of what you were saying. So with the market today, I would guess that haste is probably a big obstacle. Like, you need to, if you're gonna do this, you have to do it because there's no time. You have no time, especially like yeah, like you said, we can't be the last ones in, we can't be the second ones in, we got to be the first one in. So having that drive, having the clients get that drive, because they have lives too, so they have a full time job, and they don't have as much time as we do when we're in the real estate world. But yeah, so for the client to have that drive, that energy to want to be on top of it is, I would say that, yeah, because I'm seeing, I have thousands of realtors as friends on my social media, and I see they're getting offers as 15 minutes after their listing. People aren't even seeing them and they're getting offers. So haste is really big today. You have to just be on it. You have to be willing to see everything.
Yeah, yeah, and then just talking about like being as efficient and as best as you can to submit offers or win contracts. Um, Part of it is the finances. Like these past couple of weeks, we've been getting a lot of pressure of buyers worried about the rates. So that kind of we kind of can hear that within our web of buyers and things like that, or sellers, and that creates another pressure on the market. People are like, the interest rates are going up, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I need to take advantage of this. If I wait another week or two, I'm afraid that I might blow myself out of my budget because of the interest rate, because everything takes into play, the price you're buying at, the what the bank offers you with the interest rate on the loan, and the amounts, like the tax amount, like all that stuff can blow you out of your budget. And the whole point is to come up with that game plan to keep you in that comfortable zone, to make sure that you're going into this at full throttle, but with an excellent plan, so that you can also keep your future goals going. Because I have a lot of my buyers, it's not just that first time they're buying. When I get a buyer or something, I prepare them for the next one already. We're like, let's think about the next one. Let's see how we can knock this out in a sense where we can prepare you for your future investment. And usually everybody's like, wow, I never even was thinking about that. But when we start breaking it down, it makes sense to prepare now, because later we're going to be ready. It's not going to be something like it's this whole nother surprise. We don't even know where the budgets are. Like, everything's already set in place, in motion. So you're like already thinking about that as you're living through your house, that you're going to be, like, I'm going to rent this house and buy another investment. I'm going to buy another single family, whatever it is. We're already kind of, pushing those gears, getting those gears rolling, so that you're, it never ends. Being a homeowner, being an investor, in real estate, you have to be always thinking about the future. Because every day that goes by, just think about it like that. Every day that goes by, how many properties have closed? And that's just one day. So you think about it, 365 days a year, you're not going to get those days back, and those properties are not going to hit the market they again for quite some time. So you have to be very very strategic and plan for your future. It all falls into place with it, but yeah, that's what I like to do with my clients and make sure that we're prepared for their future and stuff.
I really like that analogy. You said that, yeah, there's how many buildings, how many houses are closing every single day, and how long until those houses get back on the market? Because what, it could be 5, 10, 30 years before that house gets back on there. And then yeah, then it's gone for they could be gone forever.
Yeah, usually a typical mortgage is about 30 years, so you can figure anybody's going to be there from 15 to 30 years at least.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so my final question is: besides real estate, is there anything else that you're passionate about?
I mean, everything. You got to stay motivated in all ends. From my family to my self drive of my self goals. We're always growing every day, every year. We're always trying to come up with new ways to push ourselves and be better and expand. Um, I think when we do that, when we push ourselves to expand in all matters, whether it's the business that we're in, real estate, whether it's educating yourself in something that you're interested in, focusing on your family and how you can grow and build on that. Everything, all those senses, we have to kind of make sure that we're growing in all platforms, not just one thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of like all over the place trying to help everybody and everything all the time. But yeah, I mean, the growing never stops. I really enjoy every single part of my life right now, and I feel blessed. I feel blessed to help. People that this can be like it is actually one of the most stressful things. Another thing I always tell everybody, every single buddy that I meet, I always tell them, when in your life are you going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, like how we're doing now? We're spending to invest in our future. So it's very, very important to make sure that we're executing your plan. And some people only spend hundreds of thousands of dollars once in their life. Some people spend it 10, 20, 30 times in their life. But it's not like buying a car. It's buying a home. It's buying, you're putting in all your hard work, money, your efforts, your family. You're putting it all on the line for a big investment. And I think it makes sense for everybody to make sure that you're prepared, informed, and educated to make the best decision. That's why it goes back to you guys. Being me as a realtor, I can only say so much. I point things out and say, we got to look out for this, or we got to ask the inspector about this because they're the professionals on this. And then your team gets in there. You guys have an awesome team. Everybody always tells me nothing but great things about you guys. And, that's why we're always doing business together because, I have no issues with your company. You guys are absolutely 100% in all platforms of your inspections. And for example, I do my job, and then we get to your part with the inspections, and then you guys come out there and blast your awesome report with not only the things that need the most attention, but the maintenance things. You guys cover the good things about the properties also, which is hard to see. Everybody's always so focused on the bad things or the negatives on the properties because we want to get a deal on the property, or we want to negotiate, or it's going to be money that we're going to be putting into the property for work. But we also look at the good things that you guys point out on your awesome, long detailed reports and stuff like that. So I really love it because I always get to reflect based off of that on what I said. And I kind of reiterate and explain again, like, look, do you remember this is what we walked through and what we saw? And now we have it on the report. So now it's something that's got to it has to be brought to our attention to see how we can kind of input it into our contract, into our offer, into our situation with the real estate, contract that we have and things like that. And it usually always works out for the best.
Right. And I'm sure that helps out too with your construction background, because while you're going through, you're finding, hey, I see this crack here, and you're explaining that to your client. And then when my inspectors come in and they say, hey, there's this crack here, they're like, wow, yeah, Roger knew what he was talking about because even the inspector saw it. You know what I mean? So that gives you more like belief, and they like, yeah, this guy really 100% knows what he's doing. That's really great. And thank you for shouting us out. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always love handling your clients. I mean, we're always working together, so it's really cool. I mean, we'd be going on the boats and stuff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and thanks so much for the invites, man. That was awesome. And yeah, we got a whole bunch of events coming up, so we'll keep everything going. You know, everybody's finally COVID's over and stuff. Well, it's not over, but you know, we're kind of at the ends of the wits of it, and everybody's kind of getting back to their normal lives.
Yeah, it's over enough where we can start doing seminars again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think we you know it's going to be a very exciting couple of years coming up for us in the real estate business and the inspection business. I think we're going to see all kinds of awesome, amazing, and crazy things coming up. So I look forward to the future. You know, I look forward working with you guys more and like we've been doing and everything. And I can't wait to see how this real estate market's going to keep unwinding here for us. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, so this is we're going to pretty much wrap it up here. If you want to take the time now to let everybody know what's the best way to contact you if they were looking to get a consultation with you, what is the best way of reaching out to Roger?
Yeah, so you guys can reach out to me, you know, through my email, my phone, my Facebook, my Instagram, all that good stuff. But my best way to contact me is my cell phone. You can text me, you can call me, or you can email me as well. And that would be at 708-955-6510. Or you can email me at duartebroker@gmail.com. That's DUARTEBROKER@gmail.com. But you know, I'm all over all kinds of platforms and everything. But you know, that's kind of like the best way to reach me if anybody ever needs any kind of real estate services in this awesome business.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Roger, for coming out and taking this time to talk to us. This is very informative. This is going to be a great episode. I know it. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to release you now so you can get back to getting me some more inspections in the future.
I appreciate the invitation, Michael, and you guys, you know, stay blessed, and we'll be in touch again in the future. Okay.
All right. Yeah. This is from Dreams to Realty Success here with Roger Duarte. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.